We're going to start off our face base with this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Eye Base and Face Base. I'm just using a brush to apply this, literally putting it all over, making sure anywhere that you would crease naturally, you are just filling in, as well as bringing that product down the neck because we want everything to sit the same way. Next, I'm just going to go in with some sort of hydrating serum spray. This is the Trader Joe's Rose Water, and I'm just going to go ahead and start with my eye base. I am going in with a concealer, the same concealer I'm going to be using under the eyes. I just use a brush to pat that in, and you don't have to be super perfect with it. Literally just get it on there. Okay, so next we're going to take our little beauty sponge and I'm going to rub this around on my hand. This is going to evenly distribute the powder. How it looks on the sponge is how it's going to sit on your eyes. So you want to make sure that you do that. Now I'm taking a super fluffy and dense brush. This is my go-to for eyeshadow because it is going to take half the time out of doing your eyeshadow. We're going to do little circles and then little windshield wipers. So just keep that always started in that outer crease. We're going to flick it out and then literally just windshield wiper, and look at how smoothly that blends. Now we're going to take a smaller version of that, also very dense, and we are literally stuffing this in the crease. So again, with the outer V, this is always where you're going to want to start your eyeshadow, and I'm really pushing that in. So don't be afraid to use some pressure here. Really push that into the crease. This is going to kind of help you figure out where the crease is if it's not super clear, but pushing that into the crease is going to really utilize the roundness of those bristles to do all of the blending for you. Okay, so liquid eyeliner can always be tricky. I like to start having my model look straight forward so I can see exactly where that corner is, and I'm just going to flick it out. Now I actually do make a mistake here, and it's because my lashes are in the way. So as you can see, there's like a little bit of a gap there. I'm just gonna roll with it and I'm just gonna fill it in and connect. So right here, as you can see, I need to kind of connect that little front section. This is also going to help if you can see the lash line. All right, now we're coming in hot with a flat brush, and this is how I'm going to just pack on that light lid shade. It's really important to use a flat brush, and it is really important that you are just packing that powder on. You don't want to brush it around because that's what causes transfer. So literally just back and forth or packing it on. Now we're moving into brows. I like to trace out the shape of the brow that I want. I always start from the middle bottom, and then I kind of start working up to the tail, and then just kind of, again, tracing out the shape that I want, filling out that brow, and just using my little brush to kind of brush that product forward. It's really important not to add too much product up toward the front. So I typically only add that bottom line, and then I use the back of the brush and just kind of like pull that product forward. So I do feel like here it needs a little bit more cleanliness. So I get in there, add a little bit too much, and then I just use my finger. This is a good thing about doing eyes and brows first, is it's really easy to clean that up. So now I'm just going in, adding a little bit more fullness where I feel like it needs it, and then drawing a few more little hairs in there. Then just brush that baby out for a cohesive look. You may be asking yourself, why are we adding more skincare? Because now that our base has set, I am looking for something super tacky. So I go in with this dewy serum from Trader Joe's. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm applying this foundation pretty much all over. So this isn't about being perfect. This is literally just about covering every inch of the face. I want to make sure that I have foundation all up next to my nose. Those nasolabial folds can be tricky, around the mouth, down the neck, on the ears, basically all up in that hairline. You do not want to miss anywhere. This is why I'm using a flat brush, is because I feel like it kind of distributes the best. Then I take an actual foundation brush, and this is what I'm going to use to start blending, feathering, and just softening the overall look so that we get that really nice airbrush look. Especially whenever we're using a full coverage foundation, it's really good to go back in with a fluffy foundation brush, because this is going to give you, again, those soft edges. Make sure you blend this down the neck. That is number one most important thing ever. I'm using a slightly darker foundation today, just so you can see. So now I'm going to go in with a bronzer stick or a contour stick, and I am literally pressing this in. I'm literally just back and forth pressing this in. I'm not rubbing, just pressing and flicking upwards. This does all the work for you. If you use kind of a domed, rounded brush, it is going to do so much of that work for you. There's so many different types of brushes that you can use for this, but I just find that with this product in particular, it really, really helps to use this domed brush. Now, this kind of looks like the big fluffy eyeshadow brush that we started with. It's just a bit denser, obviously, and quite a bit bigger. And then same thing, just little circular movements, really pushing that product into the hairline. I don't want there to be any separation. I want it to look like I've been laying out tanning every single day. And then this is my little hack for getting that really sharp jawline. It's not about going underneath of the chin as much as it is about really carving out that outer L. So go up by the ears and just flick her out, make sure everything is soft and blended. Now I'm just gonna bump this up a little bit because if we're going on the stage, we are going to need a harsh contour. Now make sure that you never take this contour lower than the top of the ear. I'm really just grabbing a little bit because this is very pigmented, and then same thing, I am just pressing that in, literally like tap, 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 tap. That's all we're doing. Take our foundation brush and just kind of soften anything else. This should be blended absolutely seamlessly, and if you're using cream products, you're going to find it to be way easier. So I'm going to go in with a punchy blush, and then I'm going to go in a little bit softer. We're going to do a little bit of an ombre effect. Now the good thing about this is whenever you put this placement up super high, you're actually going to get a bit of a color correction under the eyes. So I am not shy with my placement. Another thing with this product is it's just a tap, tap, tap motion. If you're using a domed brush like this one's kind of a bit of an angle, but it is a dome shape, then all of those little bristles on the rounded edges are really going to do the work for you. Now I'm going in with a very high impact concealer, and I'm just going to kind of bring this up with my brush. And again, this is a slightly domed concealer brush, and I'm literally just going to pull it up where I want it and start packing it in. This is not a product that you want to brush around. This is something that you just want to pack in for maximum impact, and so that you're actually getting the most payoff. Now, this is definitely going to kind of lighten up that blush area, but we are going to go back in with a blush and just kind of beef it up again because we are looking for maximum impact and color. And then again, I do feel like it just looks a little bit better and more cohesive if you bring those blush colors so that they just melt into the concealer, because again, we're getting that kind of nice little color correcting. I just feel like in general it warms up the face if you have blush that seems like it's just kind of seamless throughout. Now I'm just going to go back in with a powder puff, and I am going to specifically set underneath of the eyes. We have not done the rest of the concealer on the face, so I'm specifically just setting around those nasolabial folds and then under the eyes, anywhere that you would typically crease. Now I'm just going to take some concealer on these 3 points through the center of the face, our little T-zone area, and definitely gonna make sure that we're brushing that concealer up around the edges of the nose. This is where I often notice that makeup artists are missing out, and it creates some separation. So we are just going to utilize a foundation brush to blend all of this out and just make sure that there is no separation in anything. Everything blends together very cohesively. Okay, now we're gonna take our eyeshadow and do our under eyes. So I'm taking a pencil brush. I always use a little bit bigger pencil brushes. This is gonna be the smaller of the two that I use. This is kind of just to take that darker high impact color. Then I'm gonna go on top of it with a slightly larger one and a slightly lighter color. And this is really just gonna buffer it out. This technique really opens up the eyes quite a lot. Now I'm going to take a flat brush again, and I'm just going to connect that top where it meets the bottom. So I like to really have a bright inner eye. I think it just brightens up the eye a lot. Gonna take a nude in my waterline and just blend that out, and then pop on some mascara. And at this point, we're getting pretty close to the end of our look. Everything's looking really, really nice. So let's just go ahead and set all of it with powder. And then of course with our setting spray or serum spray. I tend to find that the D'Alba serum spray works really, really nicely after applying a lot of powder to the face, just for keeping it hydrated. Now make sure that you're covering the eyes because you don't want that mascara to run if it's not waterproof. So here I'm just adding a little bit more shine, going in with a really dewy, shimmery peach blush. So now I'm going in with my Holy Grail lip combo, which is either Wherever Walnut or Anywhere Caffeine by Make It Forever. This is such a good lip liner. I do find as I'm doing it that it's not quite dark enough, so I ended up taking a brown Morphe lip liner and just kind of beefing up the center and then blending it out, obviously. Then I'm gonna go in with MAC Velvet Teddy on the lips, and then I'm gonna put Flesh Pot right in the center, and then I'm gonna gloss her up with NYX Fortune Cookie. And here's the final look. Nice, soft, blended, punchy. You can easily beef it up. You can easily tone it down.